Right, so this is Lancrig Summit. Stood in the wind shelter, just looking out westwards towards the Irish Sea. Looking around down to the just see Ennerdale water down there. Now, I think that's Great Bourne over there, with Grassmoor just poking out over the top. That's Cragfell where I'm heading next, and I think over the top of that must be Red Pike High Style Ridge. I think, could be wrong about this, I think that's Pillar. And then I think those are the other fells I've got to climb today. Core Hill, and round to Lancrig, which I've got to visit at some point. Back round to the summit cairn again. Okay, so we're on the summit of Crag Fell, looking back to Grike over there. This is the panorama round. Great Bourne over there. Just look at this down here though. Let me take you down to the best view of Ennerdale. How about that? The lovely Ennerdale Valley, Ennerdale water. That's Red Pike over there, and High Style. I've got my bearings now. That is Pillar, and the little dimple just to the right of it is Steeple. Or rather, second to the right of it is Steeple. That's Haycock over there, which is where I'm hoping to camp later on tonight. That's Core Fell over there. And then back round again. That is Lancrig, way over there, with the what looks like a triangulation column on the summit there. And that's where I'm heading next. It looks a long way away. Better get a move on then. Great views of the High Style range and Pillar from the walk up to Lancrig. There's Red Pike and High Style, and Pillar there. Steeple. That's Core Fell coming into view there. Got to go there after Lancrig, which is just hiding over there actually. That's Wope or Whoop, or it's not a Wainwright, but it's a Burkitt I think. There's been a lot of felling of trees around here. I presume it was more of that pine forest that you see around Ennerdale, which has all been cut down recently, which I have to say is an improvement in my eyes. And that's just the panorama. I'm back again, so we're off down there and up there and beyond. More felling of pine trees, I presume, down here. It must have been strange to have a big glade of pine trees all the way around here. Must have looked completely out of place. All the way up there and beyond. Anyway, off up there next. Okay, just approaching Lancrig summit. Bit of a slog up all the grass. Now there's supposed to be a coin under a flat stone 4 feet from the triangulation column, according to Wainwright. No such flat stone, I don't think, unless it's under there. But here's our summit panorama. Power station over there, the Irish Sea. Back where I've just come, to Crag Fell, and over towards where I'm heading next, Core Fell, and one of those is Haycock. I'm not sure which one actually, could be that one. And that's the panorama. Nice little panorama from Iron Crags just now. Red Pike and High Style range. Pillar, Steeple, Scope Fell, and Haycock. And then just following round to Core Fell, I'm heading next, and then right round to the coast. Latrig right over there, sorry, Lancrig rather, right over there, where I was a few hours ago. Summit of Core Fell, just on the wind break shelter thing, which I think is the highest point. I've just been over there to that other trig point, just for a look down at the coastal views. But to be honest, the views are better up here. As you can see the mountain scenery in the other direction. So that's the views I've got. That's Haycock, where I'm going next. I don't know if I'll climb that today actually, I might leave that till tomorrow because I'd rather get a flat sheltered spot rather than risk not finding a spot up there because it looks a bit rocky. Scarfell, Pike and Scarfell, and then all the way around there to the sort of Wasdale Squeeze area, right round again. all pitched and set up somewhere between Core Fell, which is over there, and Haycock, which is over there, and the next fell first thing tomorrow morning. We've got Scoped Fell, Steeple and Pillar over there. And then we've got the Scarp Fells there. Not bad view out the tent door window. And that's the panorama. I've managed to find a reasonably flattish spot there. It was a bit windy before, it's dropped down a little bit now, but it's sheltered from behind this wall because it's coming from that direction. Got the Scarp set up. Hopefully should have a peaceful and pleasant night. Clear blue sky, going to be full moon tonight, and I'm just looking forward to watching the sun's. As the sun sets, the shadows will chase up the Scarfells there, which will be lovely, and then it'll rise somewhere over there, I guess, in the morning tomorrow. So there we go. Better get some tea on. Tea's on the go. Let me introduce you to my home for the night. Plenty of room. Got chicken tikka masala and rice, which I've not had before. Sounds good. Water's on the boil. Had a calm night tonight for a change. I think this is the calmest night I've ever had out wild camping. Usually the wind blows whenever I decide to camp. I enjoy watching the sunset over the Irish Sea over there. About half an hour, an hour's time, while I enjoy my chicken tikka masala and rice. Okay, so the sun's just set, and the Scarp's pitched up against the wall there. Camera's struggling to focus a bit in the dark or the twilight. Now this is the view out of the tent door. What about that for a treat? Full moon over the Scarfells. Spectacular. I've just packed up camp and the sun's just rising over Pillar. It's a cold, breezy morning this morning, but still clear, which is great. That's the view out over the sea. Back over to Core Fell over there in the distance. Lank Rig over there in the distance. And the first two fells of yesterday, Graig and Crag Fell. That was camp spot last night, just there, all tidied up, and no trace left. Onwards to Haycock next, which is there. Okay, so this is a view from Little Garda Crag, little outcrop just on the way up to Haycock. Looking back to the camp spot last night. First glimpse of Ennerdale water since I was on Crag Fell the other day. This is a view sweeping around. And that's Haycock, where I'm heading next. Okay, so we've made the summit of Haycock. Looking over the Scarp Fells. Lovely clear morning. Down to Ennerdale water. Around to Steeple and Scope Fell. And there we have it. Beautiful morning in the lakes. Okay, so that's looking back up to Haycock. And that's looking back down to Ennerdale. So I'm going to follow the path back down now. I was considering going along to Scope Fell and Steeple, but I've got to be back by a certain time, and I think it might be pushing it a little bit. So it's time to make tracks back because there's still a long way to go. The full length of Ennerdale water, and that's a good way away from here as well. That's Crag Fell there. Second peak of yesterday. So I've never walked Ennerdale water before, so that should be nice. It's supposed to be a very picturesque valley and very quiet. Beautiful day. Okay, quick video from Chewett How. That's where I've just been, up on Haycock. Panning around to Scope Fell and Steeple. And then, how about that for a view? Down the Ennerdale Valley, Ennerdale water. So I've got to walk the full length of that back to the car, which is in the far corner underneath Crag Hill, which is over there. Lovely spot here just at the head of Ennerdale water, just on Lingbell, or just been up there 5 minutes ago, just on the way down from it. But how about that? Really lovely. Another cracking day. I mean, can't get any better really. So I was contemplating either going the south path that way along Ennerdale water, or the north path that way. And I asked the advice of the Twitterati, and they suggested the north path, which I think I'll do because that way it looks a bit of an ankle breaker really. This bit boggy, particularly that bit there. I mean, I'll try and zoom in, but it's hard to see a path clinging to the screes and crags there without breaking one's ankle. I'm parked right over in the far corner over there, so taking the north path will be a little bit longer, but I'm in no hurry.